Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2012 series. Currently, we are on Season 3, Episode 5, In Dreams, and Season 3, Episode 6, Race with the Demon. And so far, Season 3 has been flipping amazing, so I have no doubt that these two episodes are gonna be real good as well, because even the worst episode of the last four, which was Episode 4, the frog one, being the worst episode, it was still miles better than Season 1 and even Season 2, honestly, for the most part. So I'm pretty excited to see where these two episodes are gonna end up being. But as usual, before we get into the reaction, I just want to remind you, you can get a full-length version of these reaction videos over on my Patreon or my Ko-fi, which is another website similar to Patreon. It's up to you which way you want to go. I'm uploading the full-length reactions on both, so you decide. But yeah, enough chit-chat. Without further ado, let's start off with this reaction with In Dreams in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, this is gonna be a nightmare episode.
Something's out there. But what?
I mean, I guess because of the name. Okay, I was gonna say that this thing is terrifying, but it's actually not. It's portrayed creepily, which I really like, but the monster itself is not that creepy. Just go home and hide. And also, this is very much a dream because he's back in New York. Why is this shit so scary? Man, I think I've already said it before, but the handheld camera really makes the fight so much more entertaining for some reason. Also, how the hell does Casey have a driver's license? I assume he's as old as the Turtles, aka 15?
Leo, you were hurt bad, bro. You gotta give yourself time to heal.
Yeah, but how long?
Man, they're really fucking showing the impacts of stuff this season.
It's gonna take a minute.
Zombie.
Hey there, name's Bernie.
How are you just working? There's an alien fucking invasion in New York.
Obturaculum somniorum?
Nobody touches that book.
What is...
Understand?
What?
Hey, I got what we need. Should last a few days.
Man, this season is so fascinating, dude. What?
Who's there?
Dire Beaver.
What?
Everything you've ever feared in one convenient, horrifying package. And I'm gonna teach you something about pain.
What? What the fuck is this plushy bear? I thought that was Donnie's fear or whatever.
He looks good, though. Handsome.
Nice work. You know, I'm pretty tired myself. A little shut-eye wouldn't hurt anything, right?
Me too.
Don't even think about it.
I was gonna say that.
You look salty.
That is... No! Fuck you! Did this show scar some kids? Because it's definitely kind of starting to scar me.
It can't be real. I must be dreaming. I just have to wake up. That's it. Wake up!
Like, they're really nailing the goddamn scary parts of it. Somehow. They're killing it.
Still here.
Oh my...
Still going to eat you, my salty, salty friend.
Jesus Christ. Okay? It's getting a little bit too much for me. Holy shit. Oh my god. Why is this genuinely kind of creepy?
I am Red Beaver, and your soul is mine.
happening? Oh, this is the best episode.
I'm Dave Beaver. I'm supposed to scare you.
Really? Then I guess you should have left your adorable buck teeth at home, Dave.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to react to this shit.
Yeah.
And check out your Woodle paddle tail. You want to play ping pong?
I kind of do, yeah.
Why is he so nice to Mikey?
Mikey actually... April?
Wake up!
Stop! Also, that was a dream. Holy shit.
Well, aren't you gonna answer?
I love how nonsensical this is. This is the straight up the best episode of the show, dude.
I got superpowers from a meteor, and now I'm fighting a giant beaver. And hey, am I dreaming you?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
What is happening? I swear this. What is happening? What kind of drugs were the writers on when they made this?
Ah! You have to wake up! Now!
You know, I thought what was the word for it? The fungus episode was crazy, but this is on another flippy level,
Really
dude.
wearing me out.
That's because I'm draining your life force.
Oh, right.
I haven't slept in 40 years.
Yeah, you'd be dead if
Because
you
of the
haven't actually
dream
slept.
beavers.
What are dream beavers?
They're beings of pure evil from another dimension. You see, it all began 40 years ago.
Nobody asked, dude.
I was a
I wanna
physicist
know.
trying to prove my theory that our dreams take place in a dimension of their own. When a defective portal projector short-circuited, and I lost consciousness. The dream beavers had been about to break through into our reality. But instead,
That's cool.
they materialized in the dream dimension, in my dream. When I awoke, they remained trapped
Dude,
in
that
the
is such a
world
cool
of
fucking
dreams,
sci-fi concept.
unable to
What the
return.
hell?
As long as this device remains operating.
Device? It's a book burning!
Honestly, this seems like should be an episode of Flipping Gravity
For
Falls.
40 years, I have
Hey, we
protected
even has the
blood to
goddamn
ensure
book.
That the dream beavers remain trapped. For 40 years, I have remained awake so that they cannot drain my life force.
What is happening?
What? Where are we?
What?
Phew, back in the real world at last.
This looks real to you?
More or less. Except for those guys.
What?
I spotted
That is so cool!
something green. Shut up, Dave.
Dude, that was so cool!
The beavers are free! Free to destroy our world! All is lost! All is lost!
Wait a second.
Oh, dang.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Mikey.
Shut up, Dave! This is it? This is what I've been protecting the Earth from for 40 years? Plush toys?
If I were you guys, I'd be...
Leaving. My thoughts exactly. Come, beavers. Let us leave this world for one that is... all right, we're going. Big
Oh,
boy.
they're so cute. So, you have to dream on that you have chances with April, Casey. But man, this episode was fucking awesome, dude. It was such a roller coaster of emotions, and I fucking love it. It was so good. It's so good, dude. But it also kind of zapped my energy, ironically. Oh no, the beavers are coming to my dimension. What am I gonna do? Oh, This was such a good episode. It was so stupid and so crazy, and I love it. Like, what is there else to say? It's so nonsensical. It was so good. I'm loving season 3. It's so fucking awesome. And I think every second I think, okay, it can go on to be even better and better and better, but it keeps surprising me. Like, this was such a fun episode. I flipping love it. I love it. It's a 10 out of 10. It's my favorite episode of the show so far. Straight up. Genuinely. And I'm definitely gonna be interested in watching this episode because of how flipping nonsensically awesome it is. It was so good. Like, the dream sequences were all so flipping good. They were hilarious, but they were also so creative, and I love it. It was so good. I don't know how they're gonna top this for this season, honestly. And my face even hurts from smiling so much. I've never had that when reacting to any of these shows. I've never smiled so much during a reaction. I flippin' love this. That was so good. Oh boy, I kind of need to take a little bit of a break here. But we still gotta do one more episode before I do that. Before we're done for today with the reactions. Tomorrow I'll be doing more. There's gonna be still a lot of episodes coming out in the next week, but today I'm just gonna be doing 2 videos in this sitting because I started a little bit late. But yeah, great, fun, creative episode, and I loved it. And I can't wait to see more from this season. So let's get into the next episode, that being episode 6, Race with the Demon, in 3, 2, 1.
Somebody has to make sure the eggs don't break, dude. We don't even buy eggs. We have chickens. I know what you're up to, Jones. You always get to drive. I wonder why.
Well, maybe because a giant turtle driving a hippie bus seems a little suspicious.
Really? A hippie bus being driven by a turtle is that suspicious?
Where the 2 of you aren't at each other's throats.
Also, they are driving like a giant ass truck in New York and nobody gives a shit. I don't think that's something you should worry about, Casey.
A word of warning for those planning on driving tonight. Stay home. Reports are coming in of a...
What are you talking about, reports? There's an alien invasion. It wasn't stopped. Why is everybody acting like it's fucking back to normal?
It was him. That's the
Last I remember, New York is still invaded and mutated.
Us over and over. We gotta get back out there.
And I don't think it's just New York, it should be everywhere.
It's not worth it.
What the fuck?
He's a mutant?
You're the kid that tried to stop me last night.
Jesus, that is grotesque. Are we sure she is not a mutant? Because she looks like a mutant to me.
No!
She's a mutant.
Where are you, little chick? Oh, snap!
Uh-oh.
Holy Toledo!
Oh my... What the hell?
Oh, not again, Mikey!
Oh, just what I need. Another mutant. Whoa! What's she doing?
It's communicating with us. Those are complex equations. Maybe we don't need artificial intelligence. Maybe we just need...
Dr. Cluckingsworth, MD!
Yes, maybe Dr. Cluckingsworth.
MD, bro. MD.
Okay, we saw who's the chicken now.
He's doing it again! He's ditching us! Nope, this time it's all part of the plan.
And what is the plan then?
Well, if he's not the mutant, that must mean the...
Uh-oh. But why? How the fuck is the car a mutant? It's not organic.
That's what I'm talking about. You like that? Yeah, what's up, baby? Donnie? You stupid, ugly, pickle-headed We can fuck just start this thing.
You
What happened?
fucking
It's the
kidding
car.
me?
The car is a mutant. It's alive somehow and it's got Donnie.
But how? The car is
Wait,
not
we need a
organic.
plan.
I got one. Get Donnie out of that mutant monstrosity pronto.
Jesus Christ, the mutants are disgusting this season, but also so fucking
How
cool.
far is it, Doc?
Is that hideous thing Donnie?
Yeah, it is. I still want an explanation about how the hell did the car mutate.
I can't pass him.
Speed Demon's gonna win the race. The car and a brand new driver. Yeah, baby.
Stop with the baby. It's getting annoying.
Time to win this thing.
Where the heck did he go?
Suck on this, sucker.
Spit you out, Jones.
Oh no.
I got it this time, Casey. Leave my friend alone!
But how is the car mutated?
And I'm so glad you're actually getting along.
Thanks, Red. Hey, Donnie, how awesome was me grabbing your giant head, huh? It's so weird.
Yeah, I also like them being friends like this and
That
being
was the
friends.
best. I thought you were gonna squash me on that one term, bro.
I thought I was glad they're getting along.
I know how you feel, April.
Oh, are they now gonna get together because those two got together? They're both feeling jealous. That's nice. Whew. Okay, so this episode definitely wasn't as good as the In Dreams episode, but honestly it was still a really fun and crazy episode, and I don't know what kind of drugs the people making this show were taking when they were making it, but I want some. These two episodes, I mean this whole season has been fucking crazy, and it's getting crazier and crazier with each episode, I feel like. Man, I fucking love it. Like, I feel like you can even clearly see it in my reactions. I'm smiling so much more doing these reactions. I just am more positive about these episodes. I just fucking love it, okay? I haven't enjoyed doing these reactions this much, probably ever. I honestly would go as far to say. I'm loving this. It was a really fun episode as well. I like the crazy over-the-top driving and racing, and Donnie getting mutated into this grotesque thing, and the smart chicken. That is also so funny. I love it. The only thing that bothers me about this episode is how the fuck did the car get mutated? I thought the mutagen, because it's called mutagen, aka genetics, it's supposed to be only about mutating organic matter. It shouldn't be able to mutate non-organic matter. And like, I guess I can kind of understand maybe somebody mutating to be part of the car, even though again that still doesn't make so much sense. But how is the car the mutant? That's what I don't understand. So explain it to me, guys, you guys in the comments if you have any idea whatsoever. In terms of a rating for this one, like I said, it's a fun episode with nonsensical, awesome, entertaining ideas, and I liked it, but it's a little worse compared to the previous one, and that's why I'm gonna give this one a 9.4 out of 10, which is still pretty fucking high. Like, all these episodes of Season 3 have been so fun, and have been, like, leagues better than even Season 2, like I said. Because, like, out of the first season, there's not even one single episode that I really care about or remember or am interested in rewatching. There's maybe a couple for Season 2, But for season 3 so far, I love every single episode. I have interest in watching every single episode because they're all so fun. I love it. I'm loving this season. This is easily my favorite season. Whew, man, I love this shit so much. I hope this kind of vibe keeps up for the duration of this show because that's so much fun. And the fact that I'm enjoying season 3 so much, it's definitely gonna make me release these reactions much sooner because I just want to see what other nonsensical crap they're gonna come up with next time, you know? But yeah, what did you guys think about these 2 episodes? Comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, as usual, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 2 patrons on Patreon, Omari Bridgman and Deadpool. Thank you guys for support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and support me going forward. So yeah, thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact, it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt-tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link to the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!